Order, please. Join us in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't want to be like that principal the other day, Miss Butler.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm gonna start writing it down. Let's approve the minutes of the August the 24th, 2017 regular meeting. Karen, and Ralph. All ready?
Yes.
Okay. Bill, no one has signed in on the picture slip, and we don't have anybody to speak. So I guess we'll go straight to the administrative section. Have a motion for that?
So moved.
Larry? Second. And Fred. Mr. Meekin.
Okay, item A is out-of-county student transfers for the 2017-2018 school year.
Now, like I said, these first two.
Two are out, right?
The first two should be struck.
So we need to strike, stricken, line out the first two. Not gonna happen.
It happened briefly, but not happening now.
Item B, Marshall University nursing students to perform clinicals under the supervision of school nurses during the 2017-2018 school year. Item C, school volunteers who on occasion may also serve as bus chaperones for athletic events, academic competitions, or school outings and have completed volunteer orientation. Item D, agreements with the following as supervisory aides for the 2017-2018 school year according to the provisions of West Virginia Code 18A-5-8. Item E, to declare the following as surplus property and offer for sale at public auction. Item F, staff development plan for professional personnel for the 2017-2018 school year, which is attached. Item G, a memorandum of understanding with the Education Alliance for the 2017-2018 school year to implement the AmeriCorps on the Frontline program at Lincoln County High School, Hamlin, and Guy Valley, according to the terms of the MOU, which is attached. Item H, to renew a contract with Snack Time LLC to provide healthy snack vending machines for the 2017-2018 school year, according to the provisions of State Board Policy 4321.1 and USDA requirements. Item I, to renew a contract with Coca-Cola Bottling Company Consolidated to provide soft drinks and beverages for the 2017-2018 school year, according to the provisions of State Board Policy 4321.1 and USDA requirements. Item J, to extend food service contracts as recommended by the Southwestern Cooperative to the following vendors for the 2017-2018 school year. Item K, and my favorite each year, to award a bid to Bimbo's Bakers USA, Hires Incorporated, bid number CN1-2018, for bread products for the 2017-2018 school year, as recommended by the Southwestern Cooperative. Item L, an agreement with Southwestern Community Action Council, Inc., whereby breakfast and lunch will be provided for all Head Start students and up to 5 adults per classroom per day for the 2017-2018 school year, according to the terms of the agreement, which is attached. And item M, designation of the following service personnel to provide specialized health care for the 2016-2017 school year. There's a lot of items.
It is, yeah. Anybody have any questions about any of those, comments about any of not, is that an all yes for all the administrative items?
Yeah.
All yes. All yes. Okay, let's go to the finance, please.
So moved.
All right. Carol seconds that. Are you filling in for
I
Mr. Ray?
suppose so. Item A, schedule of invoices totaling $869,700.82. Attachment, this is available for public inspection in the county office.
You got that?
Go ahead.
Okay, item B, we're gonna strike it from the agenda, Mike, it's gonna pull it. Mr. Cummings had learned this past week that the program won't begin until the fall of 2018 to purchase a gasoline engine bus. So we will make the purchase in the spring so that the buses will be ready when we start the new school.
So we're still gonna get 2 of the 10 or whatever it is.
That's right, still on the list, still approved to do this, but there was some issue with how the funding came down, and Mr. Cummings said that we were told that we wouldn't be able to do it until next school. So the purchase will be in the spring.
So are we going, and this, you may not know this, will we need to buy any diesel buses to meet current needs? Or
That's a good question, and the answer is no, we don't need to do that. We discussed that today as well. He says we're in good shape.
And while you're on B, even though we're gonna strike it, I had difficulty when I was on the last board meeting by phone hearing what Mr. Cummings was talking about in terms, comparing the gasoline to the diesel engines. What I'd like to know is, do these gasoline engine buses carry a warranty on the engines that are comparable to the life you can expect of a diesel engine? I mean, there's a reason you buy diesel engines, and that is because they'll outlast the gasoline engine 2 to 3 times with proper maintenance. Do they cost more upfront than maintenance? Yes, they do. Do they last 2 to 3 times as long with proper maintenance? Absolutely. So, like I said, I had trouble hearing what Rod had to say as to the reliability of both, but that's something I'd like to know is, do we have any are there any studies on long-term cost and maintenance of a gasoline versus a diesel powered bus over, say, 3 to 5 years?
I don't know details, but I think that's the gist of what's going on, and the State Department is recognizing and realizing that the maintenance, the upkeep on the diesel buses is going to be far more in the future than it is on the gasoline-powered engines.
Mhm.
So as far as the warranty's concerned, I'll have to check with Rod and find out.
And the answer may be that we get 2 of the 10 slots because they want to use our ownership of these buses to evaluate the very things I'm asking about. And that may be the answer to the question, is you get to be part of this program because we need this data before we expand it to a broader audience.
But it's a part of a pilot program.
Yes.
But I don't remember him talking about the warranty, but he gave some of the advantages and a couple of the disadvantages, mileage was a little less and things like that.
Gasoline engine won't get half the mileage of a diesel, well, probably half to 2/3 the mileage of a diesel engine.
We can check on that, we have time to do that.
I'll find out.
I believe today, Mr. Cummings said those gasoline engines had 100,000 mile warranty.
100,000 miles.
Yeah.
I wonder what the diesels
I
have.
don't know, but I do remember saying that, but he also talked about the diesels where we don't just make these short runs back and forth. A diesel, usually the harder you run them, the better they go, and they're having all kinds of problems with everything clogging up, and that's causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, with the clean generation diesels, they need, and then Bill can tell you this,
I'm
he has the
having trouble
same,
with my new
he has the
truck.
same engine I have, and mine never regenerates, never cleans the exhaust filter if I'm pulling hard or on a long trip.
Right.
But start and stop driving, mine will drive you nuts regenerating.
That's,
And I can see that in the buses too, because the buses are probably subject to the same diesel requirements as light passenger vehicles are.
that's what's happening with a lot of those now too.
Okay. Well,
So I'll get the answers.
time then.
I'll let you know.
All right, so we're on action, we've taken item B off of there, so we just have A, to pay the invoices. Okay, is that on, just vote on the invoices?
It is.
Okay. All right, personnel, motion please. Fred
Second.
and Larry made the second.
Okay, item A, strike item A. Item B, transfer of professional personnel, insert Lori Huffman from Hamlin PK8 second grade teacher to Hamlin PK8 assistant principal, PK8, effective September 6, 2017. Item C, employment of service personnel, and item D, employment of extracurricular personnel. And I give you a handout of where we are with vacancies. Midway, we have a second grade job we need to repost. We have a special ed job over there we'll need to repost. Title I at Duval, we'll have to repost. Of course, now we'll have to post a second grade at Hamlin. West Hamlin is okay. We still have a math vacancy at Guy Valley. Halftime special ed at Guy Valley. Halftime counselor and a halftime special ed at Ranger. Arts is a counselor we need. The high school, there was 2 English posted. We do have a certified applicant for one of those that'll be going into that position. And we'll have to repost an English teacher. We're still down a speech language pathologist.
Now, Bill, the previous postings that we've had, have all of those been acted upon, or some are still pending?
No, they expired, but we couldn't come in with revised agenda tonight.
That's what I mean, so
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah,
that
we're still
haven't been-
working up, there's gonna be some interviews. I mean, we actually know who the service people are in some of those positions, because that's just based on
But
seniority.
there's still some to get back on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I thought so. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So the personnel items that have been recommended, is that an all yes vote on those?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Congratulations, Mrs. Huff. Good luck. Okay, we're down to comments and concerns then. Board members? Mr. Meeky?
I have one. Our enrollment numbers are improving since the first day of school, kind of typical of what we saw last year. And it was after the Labor Day weekend that we saw our largest gains this past year. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that those numbers will continue to improve. What's been really surprising is the number of students who have enrolled at Hearts since the beginning of the school year. And we're somewhere around 40 new students, according to the administration there. Many of those are students whose parents have moved out of the area in the last year or two and have moved back. And some of these students were homeschooled, they're now re-enrolled. So we've seen a significant gain in enrollment there at Hearts. And for right now, we're good on the number of teachers that we have. We'll just kind of wait and see how this unfolds over the next few weeks. But I think Kevin said he has a preliminary enrollment upload September the
7th or 8th.
It's this week. Hey, thank you, Kirk. It's this week. And then the official upload is October 1. So I'll continue to keep you abreast of where we are with those numbers. Because as of right now, we're still roughly 100 students below what we submitted a year ago in October.
And
What's the comparable number though to what we were looking at this time of the year last year?
About 1/3 back.
So,
And we ended up finishing, we were 87, we lost 87 students from the year before when we submitted our enrollment.
hope that trend continues for nothing else. Anything else, Jim?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. All right, so board members don't have anything else. We'll move to item 8. That's the establishment of goals for superintendent. I think everybody realizes, we've kind of done this a few times now. But this is something that's required to be done in executive session. We'll establish Mr. Newkiff's goals for the 2017-18 school year. And as I mentioned before, we'll have to do the actual, we'll establish the goals and have to do the actual evaluation of it in February. So I need a motion to go into executive session to work on Mr. Newkiff's goals.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Wilkerson made the motion, Mr. Baker seconded it. And all yes? Yes. All right, that's 6.